Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking Harry Potter today. We're going to be watching the trailer. We're also going to be reacting to it, giving you guys our opinions on if this even should be a thing or not, because that seems to be the conversation nowadays when it comes to Harry Potter. But today, I got Jared from Capture the Magic with me, OG, and Candid. How we feeling, fellas?
Doing good. Doing good.
Thank you for
Fantastic.
Thank you for joining me, boys. I appreciate it. We're gonna introduce you guys for those who don't know him. Jared, I'll start with you. Thanks again for joining me. Just tell the people where they can find you and what you do on your channel.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having me. You can find me at CapTheMagic everywhere on the interwebs and YouTube, and I discuss theme parks, entertainment, very similar to Orange Grove 55, similar topics. So that's where you can find me and my ramblings here on YouTube. So always over there.
Yeah, and I'll put his stuff in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Candid, what's going on, bro? How's everything?
Yo, long time no talk.
No,
it's cool to finally be back on. Not really. You try to give too much relationship advice, and you know, I don't want to start falling in love again. So I'm done with that. All right. But yeah, y'all can find me over at CandidCamper Theme Park Thoughts, where I just talk shit about things now because I'm grumpy and old. Go find me on Instagram, and TikTok.
And I'll put his stuff in the description below. Appreciate you, Cannon, for joining us. OG, always a pleasure, bro. If you could tell the people where they can find you and what you do on your channel as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Tom. It's always a pleasure talking shop with you and the guys. And Candid's funny. He tagged me on this TikTok. He was going after paging Mr. Morrow. He tags me on it. That was hilarious.
I said your name. I'm like, fuck. My bad.
No, I love it. It was cool. It was funny. But I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, Orange Grove 55, talking theme park studio, all that good stuff. And you can find me on Instagram, Orange Grove 55, and you can find me on X, Orange Grove 55.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, go show them some love, especially when it comes to Disney. All three of them are very knowledgeable when it comes to the parks and the corporate side. So make sure you guys go show some love. So Harry Potter today, fellas. I want to start with a big question real quick before we get into it, before we watch the trailer. Should Harry Potter be rebooted? And I'll start with you, OG, first. What is your opinion on this? Do you think it should be a thing? Do you don't mind it? Should this even be a TV show and not movies again? That's because some people are even complaining about that, believe it or not. But I want to hear your opinion on it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think that what they showed us, and we'll get into it with the trailer, looks like a quality show. Absolutely, right? I think the casting, I think Harry looks perfect, right? Casting is great. Does it need to be done, though? Probably not. I mean, here's the thing. I think the Wizarding world needs to expand. Now, I know they tried that with Fantastic Beasts, and that didn't really work out. But I think they should kind of go back to like maybe trying different things in that universe. Kind of going back to the same story in show form. I don't know. It seems a little redundant. We haven't. I love this universe that they built, and I'm kind of frustrated that we're not getting more of the universe, and we're just kind of retreading the same stuff that we had in the movies. Well, it kind of seems a little bit pointless to me, honestly. Now, the show looks cool. It does. It looks like a quality show. Casting is cool, but like, do we need it? Probably not, dude. I mean, I honestly would rather have a show based on new characters set in that Wizarding world than what we're getting.
Absolutely, and I agree with you on as far as expanding different storylines. I mean, don't get me wrong; they know what we're gonna get with this TV show. We know what story we're gonna get. It is gonna be more expanded as far as Harry's story and everyone else's story that we didn't get to see in the movies. But I see points on each side too. Do we need it? Probably not. But this new generation that we're gonna see, and these new Harry Potters, Hermione, Ron, like everyone else, it's going to be fun for the next generation to be able to experience that, which I think is cool. But also, like the question still lies: do we need it? I don't know, but I don't care either. I thought the movies were great, of course, but being able to see more about what the books were about, rather than just see what the movies and what they put in and took out, I think we're able to. That is going to be a cool part that we didn't get to witness, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. But what's your thoughts on it, Ken?
Yeah, so I'm a huge Harry Potter fan in general, so I'm always excited to get more stuff. Even if it's the worst thing in the world, I'm still going to watch it. I want to see them go into a different route, kind of like what OG was saying, but like, why not go to a different school? Like, what are we watching from the other point of view? So if you go back to like the fourth book when everybody comes in for the cup, I think it'd be cool to kind of see their journey to how they got to that point, how they made it to here, how they got to the school.
Okay.
So, and you don't have to follow like Victor or anything like that, but you can follow someone from that school and give them their own version of who Harry was. Even though Harry was his own unique character, there still has to be somebody in the wizarding world that had something that was special, just like Harry. I think I would love to see something like that. As far as casting goes, I've only seen whatever the pictures are. I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I'm actually kind of intrigued. I think these are big shoes to fill, and it's almost one of those where like if you don't break something, like why try to fix it? And I do think there's enough time between the original to do this. So if they were to do it, which they are, then I think this is enough time to be able to say, hey, let's do this. But as a TV show and only being an hour episode, I don't think that's enough time to explain certain aspects of the story. So I feel like some of it's going to be rushed. So
really, I mean, and we're getting
Mhm.
8 hours of the book.
Yeah, but
8
so
episodes, 1 hour per
of the
ep.
first book, and then the second book is kind of short, then the third book's really short, then the fourth book's huge, and then everything else starts. So what are we going to do when we start getting past the fourth book? What are we going to do when these kids start getting old? Are we just going to continuously keep going and going and going, just like they did with the other stuff?
What do you mean?
So with Harry Potter, they had to film back to back to back to back to be able to make sure that the kids weren't getting too old. And then Harry ends up growing 50 different shades of hair at some point. Dude's like 30. So I don't know. I think I'm ready for it personally because I just want more Harry Potter. Is it going to be good? I hope so. It's HBO. HBO has been touching a lot of stuff and turning it into gold. So I have some kind of okay with this.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
we are. So for as far as like what HBO has came out and said, they said it's a 10-year project with 7 seasons. I think they said, or I think it was roughly 7 seasons that they're going to do. So they're trying to put out within 10 years the 7 seasons. Now I don't know how they're going to do that especially when it comes to some books are longer, some books are shorter. So we might be seeing some yearly, some every other 2 years. We'll get into like protecting these kids because that's one thing that has to happen when it comes to these characters. But Jared, I'd love to hear your opinion on this.
Can I throw one last thing on there real quick? Sorry, Jared.
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure that otherwise I'm going to forget.
Good.
Practical effects. I think we need to have practical effects. I think we need to get away from the CGI. Go for it, Jared. Sorry.
No, I agree with that. I just saw Project Hail Mary, and I love the practical effects in that movie. So I love seeing more practical effects. Do we need Harry Potter now? I don't think so. I think, in my opinion, you need, if you're going to reboot everything, it's basically going to be a rehash of what you had in the movies. You could probably use a little more time between it, but I think the TV show aspect gives you the potential to dig deeper into these things. So I'm intrigued by that. Now, I didn't read, like my wife read all the books. I read a couple of them, but I can't say I'm like really big on the book stuff. But I know that there's certain things in the movies that were left out from the books. So that could be interesting how they do that. But I think it's going to be, can they get these out yearly, especially with the kids? Like if you're going to have these big time jumps, that's going to be real, like that's going to start getting iffy. It being HBO, they typically do high quality stuff. The trailer, I've seen the trailer. It looks like a quality show. I think all the casting is pretty solid except for one, which we'll probably talk about, which I think maybe changes some major aspects of the story. But on its face, I think it'll be serviceable at least. But I think the problem you have is you're going up against like Alan Rickman, all these classic roles, Hagrid. There's no way they're going to live up to what you grew up with seeing. So you're already probably just, this is not going to be looked at as good as the movies. But if they're able to really, what they said supposedly, really dig into these books, you potentially can, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan, get a lot more out of them. But I will just say it is a very, very tall hill to climb to try and do something even remotely on the same level. And more than likely, lightning is not going to strike twice. And you're probably not going to hit that like there. But can it be a serviceable show? Can it be good? Will it be popular? Probably. I just don't think it's going to hit that level that you hit the first go round.
Well, and one of the issues, and we'll watch the trailer, but one of the issues that I do have with it, it's like the gift and the curse a little bit with this thing, because like it looks just like the movie, like visually, which I guess that's on like a surface level thing. That's cool, right? But at the same time, though, it's like it kind of works against it too, because it kind of plays to what Tones asked initially in this whole video, where do we need it?
Right.
So if it looks just like the movie. Like, what's the point? This is the same problem Disney has with live action remakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and also just so many sequels now. Like this is the go-to for Hollywood now, and you're just like, which is why I think Project Hail Mary was such a breath of fresh air. It was this new movie, and you're like, this was like I love that movie. I thought it was a fantastic movie. And so it's like you're doing a retread. You got some good actors in there, but like I love John Lithgow, but is he gonna be Dumbledore? You know what I mean? Like you got these guys where it's like, are you going to look at them and think that is who they are? Or are you just always going to be like, oh, that's John Lithgow? Like, that's my thing is like, it just seems like it, not that they can't do it, but you're going to have to really do this almost like perfectly to pull off even close. And that you could even say that was a cultural phenomenon the first go round, and the books were still being written in many parts of it. So yeah, you're probably not going to hit it the same way, but you know, I think hopefully if the writing's there and the acting's there, that's going to be most of the legwork of this. And I think it's HBO, so they probably will do that. I'm just curious how this goes over kind of generally, but it's probably going to be a huge show, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one thing that I'm already starting to love that they are going to be putting in the show that they announced is we're going to get more scenes at Diagon Alley. We're going to get more scenes at the Malfoy Manor. We're going to get more detail when it comes to those characters, which we didn't really get to see in the first one or in the movies. So I think that aspect to it, I think is going to be cool. But you're right; they have to be perfect for it to be this like jaw-dropping show.
And you're right too, because there were certain scenes where, like when Harry Potter went and snuck with the Marauders map, and he was only in town for like 5 minutes of the movie, and then they went out. And I know everybody, like, because I was excited to see how they're gonna make the whole town, and you know him going into like the joke shop and everything like that. And they didn't do anything with it, so it would be cool to kind of see them just spend, you know, an episode there. So we'll see how they do it.
The only worry I have about, I love getting into the details. Like I love when a comic book show does it well, like Daredevil, the first few seasons on Netflix was the best comic book stuff I've ever seen.
I was totally going to say that.
Yeah.
I literally pulled it up on my phone to look at the dates of when they did it. Go ahead. That's crazy.
I love it. And Disney's tried to do that, but it's like they never captured what Netflix had. Like they've gotten closer. They've done somewhat better than the first season, but it's just such a tall order. But my worry is sometimes you get into these nitty-gritty details, it can make the show drag. And I think that's going to be a challenge of like, can the pacing be there where you can still hit those things, but not feel like you're, you know, it's an hour-long show and you feel like you've been sitting there for 2 hours. Like you don't want that. And I think that is a, you know, not a worry, but I'm curious how they handle that.
Well, that's a great point, Jared, because the books are obviously different, right, than the movies. And a lot of times when there's these adaptations, when they adapt a book to film, they cut things out because you can do different stuff in a book than you can in a movie. And sometimes in a movie, you know, there's all kinds of different challenges and stuff that you have to work around. Those things were cut out of the original films for a reason, though. So you're right. Like if you add that stuff in there, maybe it works in a book, but is that necessarily going to work on screen? I don't know. I mean, and I don't really know the answer to that because I never read the books, full disclosure, but like, I just feel like the original, like when they were making those original movies, those scenes were cut out for a reason. Maybe they felt like, to your point, Jared, it was slowing things down. So to add them in there now, it's like, well, okay, that's cool, but is it gonna drag? Is it gonna,
good addition to the? It's pretty much you're asking if it's going to be a good addition or not, and that's something we're definitely gonna have to find out because it could be a detriment to the show. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I will say though, HBO crushes it. I mean, this isn't Disney Plus. I'll say that Disney Plus is. I would be really worried if it was on Disney Plus.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with Succession, you know, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. I mean, HBO, they got their stuff pretty tight. So you know, cautiously optimistic. We'll see.
Well, now Paramount. Now it's Paramount, bro.
Well, and that's interesting too. If let's say that goes through, I mean, are there changes that's interesting because it's like you're going to have different ownership more than likely part way through this series. Does something change? Now they said they're not going to mess with HBO, which they probably won't. But you know, there's always.
I don't think they're going to mess with Harry Potter at this stage.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
unless it's costing. The only thing I could see if the budget for this is insane. I've heard numbers like what 8 billion or something over the 10 seasons, or maybe 10 billion. If it gets to the point where the ratings aren't there, do they then? You know, if it's not going well, do they cut the budget? Like, there's things that could happen depending on how it performs. But, you know, especially after Knights of the Seven Kingdom, that was such a well done show.
Absolutely.
If they can even tap remotely into that type of storytelling, I don't think there'll be many problems.
Well, and we talk a lot about theme parks on our channels and stuff, and it's like, if this show really takes off, what does that mean for the Universal parks? Are they going to incorporate some of the show stuff into these lands?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it, fellas. This is going to be our trailer reaction to the Harry Potter trailer. Let's get it. You guys ready?
Yep. I'm ready.
I told
Sold.
you. You are a normal boy. And you're going to start acting like one. You think you're something special? There is nothing special about you.
I've always wanted to know about my parents.
Your parents were the kindest, bravest people I ever met. They were funny and clever. They stood up for what they believed was right.
He looks like Hagrid.
Yep.
The next time I see you will be
That
in
was a Hagrid walk
Hogwarts.
for sure.
Mr. Potter, I think we can expect great things from you. Let's see who you are.
Are you really Harry Potter?
Christmas 2026.
I mean, it looks good.
I thought it was coming out next year. When they announced it was Christmas, I was like, oh, I was expecting 2027. So I was kind of surprised by how quickly it's going to be coming out.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming out soon. But here's the thing. I got to say, I mean, they, in terms of tone, they freaking nailed it. Like, absolutely. This is Harry Potter.
Here's one problem I see, though, potentially, is the music. The music was so good in those original Harry Potter movies. Now, Hans Zimmer's doing this, which I love Hans Zimmer. I'm curious as to the tone. Is he because sometimes Hans Zimmer does that where he kind of borrows a little bit sometimes. I'm curious how they approach that because the music, I think with Star Wars and Harry Potter, the music is a character in itself. Like I hear Harry Potter music when I'm walking through those lands and I'm like, oh man. Like I just immediately what I think about. Not saying they can't do it, but that's going to be a big part of this that I don't know if, I don't know if that's talked about a lot, but I think that's going to be a really big part of this of how much does this stick with people with the music.
Well, John Williams did the original score for
Correct.
Potter.
I think Hans Zimmer's doing this one. I think I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I can look it up. Go ahead.
And you're right too, because in my mind, just going through, I can go through probably 4 or 5 different tracks of just Harry Potter and different scenes, even small scenes,
immediately of whatever you're experiencing. And especially when you're in those like Wizarding World lands, like you walk in and hear that music, and you're just like, oh man, okay, like that. It's like another character, kind of like Star Wars stuff.
It is Hans Zimmer, by the way.
Okay, I thought I remember hearing that. So, which Hans Zimmer's great. So I
Yeah.
have no doubt it'd be good. I guess it'd just be you're not going to beat John.
It's just
Wick.
gonna be it might be different because of
It'll
what
be
we're
different,
used
I would
to.
imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I totally understand that.
yeah.
But I mean, we all know how good Hans Zimmer is, so
He's good.
we might be in good hands for sure. But trailer wise, I thought like OG said, the tone of it felt Harry Potter. Like it feels like a restart of what we fell in love with in the first place. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with what we're going to see. Obviously, we're seeing a new side of Harry. We get to see him at school now, not Hogwarts. We get to see him, his relationship with, what's the mother's name again? Or the
Oh, I can't remember her name.
The aunt's name. What's her name? Petunia. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to see his dynamic with her more. Like it wasn't that, I guess, pronounced in the movies, their relationship. Like
right. They could really go into that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and like she's even like holding the scissors in that scene, like at him. Like,
yes.
I will say it'll be interesting because the Philosopher's Stone, the first Harry Potter movie, was very much a kid's movie because it was Christopher Columbus that directed it. And so it kind of had that like Christmassy tone, like Home Alone feel to it in some ways.
Yeah.
This seems much more darker and serious. So I think that'll be interesting to see this story told through a different like lens in that way.
Yeah.
Because even from that little bit we were seeing, like it's not the whimsical stuff, but it had a lot of the like sort of there's more danger, like brooding things going on.
Yep. And also what else was there? The train ride. I don't remember there being a train ride with Hagrid and was there in the movies?
He drops them off at the train station.
I don't think they took in that scene. I don't remember a scene where they were on this like on a train together.
Yeah, me neither.
He dropped them off at the train station, and then he just disappears. Like, stick to your ticket, bro. And he's like,
yeah,
and then he was
like,
like,
who's the guy playing Hagrid again? It's Nicholas something. Frost. Is that right?
Yeah,
Frost.
Nick Frost.
Yeah, he looks the part. It's just
absolutely.
I'm just used to hearing Robbie Coltrane. Like again, this is gonna be the issue they're gonna have. Is like that's Hagrid to me. He looks the part, but he's like he just doesn't have that like sound. But you know, they might be able to. I mean, as it goes on, that could change.
He had the walk though. I thought that was very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Well, and this is the risk. This is the risk that you take, right? Star Wars saw the good and the bad of the recasting thing, right? We saw the good with Ewan McGregor being cast as Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he wasn't the original Obi-Wan, but he took it into his own and made it his own.
He made it his own.
You know, and now he's like the definitive Obi-Wan, right?
Absolutely.
And then you have like, you know, the kid from Solo that played Han, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like that didn't work. That didn't really work out, right? So they've seen the good and the bad of the recast thing. So we'll see how the Harry Potter thing works out. The casting has been very, very controversial, by the way. We have seen at least one character.
Well, and that's my issue of without having obviously we haven't seen the show. And again, now you might know more than me, Candid, in the books, but there are certain things in the books, especially with turning Snape as a black guy, that changes a lot of potential dynamics. Like a lot. Like Harry being suspicious of him too, like constantly. Like you know what I mean? Like you're gonna have a lot of, like how do they handle that? Because you can and I think a lot of people are very sensitive to it because we've seen so many gender swaps and race swaps. And I'd feel the same way if Blade was being played by Ryan Gosling. I don't want that. Like Wesley Snipes is Blade. Get somebody that's like Wesley Snipes. So like Alan Rickman playing Snape, you could even argue he was too old to play Snape from the books, but it's Alan Rickman. He's great. Yeah. So you're already stepping into big shoes, and then you're going to have this different dynamic in there. Like, how do they handle it? Is it a non-issue? I hope it's a non-issue. And if he's great as a character, then you can judge it on the character. But I think the worry people have is that they're going to play a lot of these other elements into it that we've seen happen in other movies and shows. And I think that's one thing that you just don't want to see in this.
And my whole thing with all of this, and I've had plenty of discussions on TikTok about this Pape Esidu who is playing Professor Snape. There's certain factors I believe that went into making him Professor Snape. One of them being there's not someone that came out that we heard of that auditioned for Professor Snape that actually would have played the part well. We don't know who the casting was. Adam Driver's been always the one that everyone pushed. I don't know if he was ever wanting to play that part in the first place.
I don't think
I
he
could
wanted
be
to sign
wrong.
up for that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. He would look the part.
Oh, he would be.
That was why he was fan casted. He definitely would look the part.
Exactly. So I look at it in this way. Yes, there's a lot of factors that making him a black character that goes into it. One thing that people have to put in perspective of why this was or who made this decision is J.K. Rowling is a executive producer for the show. She has say in most of the shit, especially when it comes to casting of what goes on. Now,
but she's trying to get a win though, Tony.
But do you actually
that's the whole thing.
Do you think she's actually that involved? Because I get the feeling
I really don't think she is
involved.
From what I've read, she has a lot of creative control within the show.
I mean, I know
she's trying to get a win.
I know she has a lot of say. We'll just put it that way over the entire franchise. But even like the day the trailer came out, she didn't post anything about it. I think somebody asked her a question and she responded to it, but she didn't have anything. Like you would assume she would have been out there kind of promoting it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows? She could be. I get the impression she might be kind of sidelined in this.
And if she is that for what people have against her, I honestly don't remember what had happened. People can put in the comments or let us know, but whatever she did, a lot of people didn't like, and I would say taking a step back for promoting the movie or whatever it is could be a good thing for people to just go watch it, not to worry about her, even though she's.
But then why say that? Then why say she's being that close to the whole system?
Well, because her name was on the.
Well,
her name's on it.
That's the challenge you have. Is like if the studio is worried about her influence, but at the same time, her influence in the stories is what people who like the stories want. So they're kind of trying to have it both ways, and it's really hard to make that work. Tease everybody.
So Jared, who chose to go with the black person? That's the poll.
We don't know. Maybe he listen. I don't know anything about the guy. Maybe maybe once we see the show, you're just like, dang, he's a great actor.
Which he probably is. I mean, this is not a little casting. Like you're playing fucking Snape, dude.
Well, and like this is a bit. I mean, especially Snape, considering like all the descriptions of him, like in the books. Yeah. If he's really good, if they don't play up that stuff, if it's about the story, doesn't get sidelined with that, then you can make a justification for it. And over time, if people accept it, like that's fine. That could exactly what happened. It's just on its face. We don't know the casting. We don't know who was in there for it. It just is very much like, oh, wait, okay. Like it's just you're not expecting it. And I think a lot of the internet is just so used to like so many things being changed now that you immediately have this like,
thing. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be good. And they wouldn't have gone this route. Well, it's not Disney. They wouldn't have gone this route for no reason.
Well, one thing that another, like you guys have to kind of put in perspective as well is, or let me ask you guys a question. This is what I think is an important question. Would you guys rather see Professor Snape look like Professor Snape, how he's described in the books, but just a shitty fucking actor playing, not a shitty actor, but someone who doesn't really portray the Professor Snape persona? Or would you rather see the Professor Snape persona be created on screen rather than him just have different, not described it like he is in the books? What would you guys rather have?
I think the character, the vibe is more important than how he looks, for sure. But Jared brings up great points where there's certain story beats and things that happen that would make it kind of problematic that he is a black guy now, right? Yeah. So that's the thing. And here's the other thing too. This show is kind of getting off on a very controversial kind of footing because you have the Snape casting, which people are like, they don't know how that's going to work out. But then you also have the J.K. Rowling factor. And no matter what side you fall on either one of these topics, I mean, J.K. Rowling, there are people in the progressive community because of her stance on trans rights and all that stuff. They hate her. They don't like her at all. And they don't want to support anything she does. So she's involved. And you have the actor for playing Snape. It's like there's a lot of controversy going into this thing, which is rough, Yeah.
But listen to this: you lose one group, now you gained another.
But you don't really though, because you have the people that hate J.K. Rowling are different than the people that don't like the Snape decision. So
but then you gain the black community.
Although I know a few guys,
That's good.
I know some, some guys that are in the Black community, and they don't like this. They were just like,
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think us talking about it, and I think a lot of people are gonna think that like a bunch of white dudes and Mexican dudes are talking about this like we're no, it has nothing to do with the race
I'm
of
black,
like
by the
why
way.
we're
I'll put
talking
that out
about it.
there.
well, no, it's about the story being
enough.
and the thing is, I think when you look at that, it's like if they resist, like this is always where you have Hollywood. It's like if they do the scenes that could be iffy, if they do them true, they don't play up that stuff, then I think a lot of these things can be relieved. You're like, okay, they're not going to go.
You respect it too,
right? But the worry is, it's like it's going to turn into something really different, and then all these characters are. How is James Potter? I mean, James Potter's already. I don't know if he's a good guy. He was bullying Snape when they were younger, but like, how is Harry viewed? Always being suspicious. Like, there's just certain things of the details of it, how they handle it, and once the show's out, we'll see that. But I think it's fine to have criticism. It's like when Ben Affleck was casted as Batman, everyone hated it.
Yeah,
and I think he was the best Batman that's ever been casted. I think he's great, and I didn't expect that to be the case. So
that was a hot take.
Yeah, so like I just think like it's okay as a fans to just sit there and question things and wonder about it, and then you just see the final product and you can judge it for what it is. But I think
we will.
Yeah, and especially for Hollywood, what they've done the past 10 years, it's okay to be skeptical. They've done some really like weird stuff, and you're just like, especially when it's
for people to protect that too, like because we're gonna get shit in the comments. That's how it goes. But for people to protect that without seeing it themselves too. Like, so your brain doesn't work the same way as for other people. Like, you don't have these thoughts either. It's weird. So if you don't have these thoughts, then there's something wrong with you.
Well, and here's the thing too. Here's the thing too. Like, for example, Halle Bailey, who played Ariel in the Little Mermaid live action. I actually thought she encompassed a lot of what Ariel was. Like, she has that youthful energy. She's an amazing singer, right? She's got what it takes to be Ariel. The problem with that was that she was in a shitty movie.
Yeah, I never saw that movie, but I didn't hear good things about it.
I never seen it.
It was terrible. Like, she was too good for the movie. Like, the issue for me wasn't that they race swapped. For me, it was more or less that, because it's kind of like the Snape thing, right? We talked about where if you get the vibe and the character down, it's all good. I think she got that down for Ariel. It's just the movie was bad. You know what I'm saying? So that was the issue with that. So if this can be a good show and Snape crushes it, I mean, I think people will accept it,
Yeah.
And you guys said it earlier too, with having just the trailer alone, having that dark tone. Like, we could keep that whole thing going through, and they do show us what we've seen or read in the original book. And all the Snape stuff does happen, because honestly, that would make for a killer story and for a great video or film. I'm about it. Like, yeah, it sucks, but real life, like, that's the shit that happened in the book. He's just happened to be black. Shit's gonna happen the same way.
Well, and like in the 90s, there was all sorts of race swaps, and nobody cared. Like, there were movies in the 90s where you're just like, well, whatever. But I think it's just what Hollywood's been very preachy over the years, I guess you could say. And it seems like it's not about making a good show or movie as much as it is trying to compel a message to the audience. And I think people are really, really tired of that.
And I think that's why this is a problem right now. Is exactly that.
Yeah.
And HBO did that with Velma. Look what they fucking did with Velma. Dude, I thought that was a kid show. Oh,
what the fuck did they do with Velma?
You haven't seen it? Bro.
No, but I'm sure you
show. I watched episode 1 with I watched it with my son. And right when it starts, she starts dropping like F-bombs, and I'm like, oh, this is not a kid show. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then she ends up liking
that was Mindy Kaling,
Daphne, and I don't remember who it was.
Bro, did you download this cartoon on LimeWire, dude? What are you watching?
That's what it felt like. It felt like a fan made video for sure.
Well, and Jared,
I love a Daphne.
And Jared, to your point too, you're right. The 90s were full of like the race swap stuff, like Nutty Professor.
Yeah,
was a perfect example of that, right? And that was actually I actually like. Yeah, I mean, those are good. I like that. I like
90s.
But like
90s were awesome for us, a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
They were. They really,
But
really were.
I think just to like sum this whole up is like we hope he plays Professor Snape
I agree.
perfectly. That is our
Yes.
hope,
That's what I want.
and we hope it doesn't portray a message that wasn't originally in the movies or in the books that might be portrayed a different way because he is black. That's one thing that
If you're
we're
gonna
not
stick by the story, stick by the fucking story.
exactly.
Right,
And I
exactly.
think we're all in agreement to that, especially even if you do agree or disagree with him being Professor Snape. I think we all just want it to be great and portray the message that it was originally supposed to be portrayed when the books and movies came out. And I think that's what
Even though
we
he
all
was
want.
supposed to be a white guy, but we'll skip that part.
Well,
Stick by the book, but don't make him white.
Well, and
all
I
right?
think that, but it's a valid point because it's like if you want something stuck to the source material and you're already changing the source material, there's reason to be like, well, are you going to actually stick to it? But
Yeah.
to answer Tone's question, would I rather have somebody that looks the part or acts the part? I mean, I think much likely it's going to be better if someone like if this guy's like the greatest actor ever and he gets in here and he kills it, I think a lot of this will be forgiven. And if they stick to
Exactly.
the source material and plays the part, it'll be no problem. But I think it's just the worry of you're changing a major character this drastically, and then what else are you going to change? And I think that's a legitimate thing. It's the same thing if they made any changes to Dumbledore or any other character. It's just you're already like, okay, like especially this show is touted as like of adaptation more from the books, and I think that's how this was sold. So I think there's some questions around it, but I would much rather have a guy that plays the role, he kills it. Hopefully this guy does. Hopefully they stick to the source material, and it's not an issue. I think that's the thing. You don't want this to become a side thing the entire series.
Exactly.
Well
Just
said.
ruin it for yourself.
Well said. And one thing that needs to stop too is I heard that this guy was getting death threats. I'm like, bro, like it's not that serious. Like people need to stop with that shit. And that's the thing. I mean, we saw this stuff happen with other franchises as well. It's like these people, these actors and actresses, they're doing their job. They got hired to act and play a role. I don't know why people get all mad at the actor or you know what I'm saying? It's so weird to me.
I mean, we could have done it where we made him The Rock or Chris Pratt.
Yeah, right.
You guys would have fucking loved that, right?
I would have been more mad if it was The Rock. I'm kind of tired of The Rock.
Or Kevin Hart. I mean, that's what we just want to throw Kevin Hart and everything now.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's make him Snape. I want to talk a little bit about about the trailer because I that was my first time seeing it. Did anyone else have that feeling like you already seen it before? I felt like I've already seen this before.
Yes, because it looks just like the movie.
It was really well done, and you seen there was money thrown to it. I do want to. This is the one thing. There's characters that are really out of place to me, that have no features of the book at all, and no features of the movies. And it was the Aunt Petunia looked nothing or as described. Some of the teachers were way off, like way off. And some people. This is one thing I hate the most is like when you go back into like a time period, but the person doesn't match the time period. It looks like they're in a costume.
Yeah.
And some of those people look like they're in a costume.
This was
where
like
Harry Potter did
90s,
not.
Right? Like
Was
early
that?
90s? And this when this story is supposed to take place?
I think so. Because the older one was back in France or whatever, right? Or no, is it France?
No.
The original? Or not the original, but the Beast ones.
Oh, Fantastic Beasts was Paris.
Paris, yeah, okay. So, but I don't know. I just felt like some of the people looked out of place. It looked like they're wearing cosplay costumes, and I don't like that much.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Dumbledore? How John Lithgow looked?
I thought he looked great.
I
thought all of them looked good in my opinion. There wasn't one that stuck out where it was like, you know what I'm saying?
The professor, I can't remember, Tiddleweenie or Tittle whatever. I thought she looked really odd. With the glasses.
Character enough to some of those side characters.
Tiddleweenie. What the fuck is that?
Tiddleweenie. And I didn't know Candid was such a Potterhead. He knows.
Hey bro,
big time.
Hey bro,
big
all
time,
right.
bro.
I'm down. All right.
I remember
watch it
going
every night before I go to bed, dog.
I remember going over his house and he would put it on just to have it like background noise, bro.
Oh, I love the Harry Potter movies on Christmas. They're some of the best, like especially the first one.
They're good Christmas movies. Okay, are they Christmas movies then? Just like Die Hard?
Kind of.
See, I don't think Die Hard's a Christmas movie, but I think Harry Potter. But I think Harry Potter can be, but I don't think it's intentionally a Christmas movie.
No, but it has that vibe though.
It does have the
Christmassy
vibe. Like, yeah, it kind of does. Who was
Alan
that?
Rickman is why it's a Christmas movie. There you go.
That's a good point. I love Alan Rickman's so good. Always. The one thing I did notice is different was Ollivander's. So in the movie, all the wands were like scattered everywhere, and then if you look
the
at
other person looked
the
funny.
trailer, they're all locked up, which is different. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know how.
Can you pull back up, Tony, and go to the Ollivander's part? Because I thought Ollivander looked nothing like described. It wasn't a girl or a chick.
I don't
It
think
was just
so.
a weird looking dude.
I think it was. I think it
Shout out
was.
to all you weird looking dudes out there. It looks like chicks.
The one who was selling the wand, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Can we talk while he's doing that? Let's talk about Orange Grove's hair today.
Talk a little
Let's
bit.
talk about it, dude. Let's talk about it. It's
That
not
shit's
AI.
like
This
fucking flowing, dude.
is practical effects right here, baby.
I can't believe it's like what time you got up or get up today? What time do you get up?
Oh, I get up. I'm an early riser. I get up like 6:37.
Oh,
And your hair's still, see, look at that, and his hair's still up.
I'm still going, bro.
Hey, all the ladies, leave it down in the comments below. What you think about his hair?
you know, for that
It always staying up.
to get that hair real high.
All right, here we go. The hell?
No, they're not working.
It's not
Also,
coming
don't
up.
forget to like and subscribe, and then make sure someone donates to Tony to get a new fucking hat. Come and stop bandwagoning.
There you go. This guy right here, right?
I
Yeah,
believe
looks like
that's
fucking.
yeah.
What's that guy's name? Oh my god.
He looks like the guy
What's
from what was the movie? Was it Roger Rabbit?
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, he looks like him kind of. The bug eyes. That freaked me out as a kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of oh my god, what's that kid's book with? I think oh my god, the guy from How I Met Your Mother played him. Played the weird guy.
Oh,
I can't think of it.
I can't think of his name, but I know you're.
Let me Snickets, I think. Or did I think of something else?
That was Jim. Wasn't that Jim Carrey?
Was it Jim Carrey?
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
So,
What am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Shit. Well, let's just go write this one down.
But if you go, I think they might show a scene where you see the wands behind him, and it's just a very different look. Now, did they talk about in the books how the wands were put out there? I don't know if that's a detail they put in the books or not. If that's just something they did in the movies.
I don't remember. I think they explained it as if just he walked into like a place with just a whole bunch of wands everywhere. But they were never said they were locked up. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Why do
As
you
long as
pull
I
out
don't
his
start
wand
saying
like
like skibbity riz in this show and stuff like that, that'll be another thing that hopefully we
look how Malfoy takes out his wand here.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, that's kind of a
bro.
it feels very modern.
Very bro-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
And the hair, that is definitely Gen Z hair.
That like fluffy,
Shaggy
like,
dog.
The broccoli top. That's not really like the 90s look, but
looks like you just brought your poodle to the fucking get his haircut.
yeah, I mean,
I love it.
The trailer looked really good. I think the production's there. I mean, the production won't be an issue with HBO. The production will be good. The set pieces will be good. It's just going to come down, I think, to the storytelling, and then how is that perceived compared to the movies. And I think that's really what this is going to come down to. I would be shocked. I would love to be surprised. I'd be shocked if people look at this show as better than the movies, because it's really hard to overcome nostalgia that you kind of, especially if you grew up with those movies.
I was about to say,
that's
the only time it's only going to be us that's going to have that nostalgia are the previous people, unless they've watched the movies,
right?
Obviously, but the next generation before us, for those who haven't seen the movies, this is going to be their first time watching Harry Potter, and they're going to get the full, book. I mean, they say book adaptation. Well, that we still have to see if it is or not, but from what they're telling us, it's going to be the full story of Harry Potter.
And I think that was the issue for me when I heard, going back to Snape. I know I'm not trying to bring it up again, but I am. That was the thing I think that turned my head. Had nothing about him being black. Well, kind of did, but you said you're going to stick to exactly what the book says, and then you go and do something like that, which is a crucial piece. It's just kind of strange to me. So that made me think, what direction are you really going to go? How close are you really going to stick to it? But I mean, that trailer alone showed us that was pretty close so far.
Yeah, it gives you that vibe, that tone, as OG was saying, for sure. But we don't know until we see the actual show.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for it. I mean, they've thrown billions of dollars into this. It's going to be a 10-year project, 7 years of film, 7 seasons rather, that we're going to be getting. So I have a lot of hope for it. Harry Potter is Harry Potter. It's a good fucking storyline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think OG brought it up in the beginning. If they were to have done anything, and obviously we know this story is going to do well, but I think another kind of side of where I think it was OG or was it Candid? Like another school would have been cool to see as well.
Oh yeah, that was
Their
Candid.
perspective. And Harry Potter could have been a name that they're hearing at their school as well. Like they know who Harry Potter is. And I think that would have been a cool way of going, but they know for sure that this story did well the first time. Why not do it again the second time, but expand on it? So it's gonna be a hit or miss. We'll find out. But any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Cautiously optimistic. I mean, it looks great. It does. It looks every bit as good quality wise as the movies. So that's awesome. I do love the casting. I think Harry looks great. Hermione, Ron. I mean, it looks good. I think Dumbledore. I don't really mind Lithgow too much. I mean, Dumbledore has all the hair anyway. You can have anyone really play that part. Kind of.
I'm curious what he sounds like what acting he's going to use. I'm kind of curious about that. Have they said who is playing Voldemort? They haven't cast that yet.
No.
That's going to be really important.
They want to keep that a secret until the show airs of who.
I think it's Skarsgård.
Oh,
I don't think it's Skarsgård, dude. I want it to be fucking the Peaky Blinders.
That'd
Murphy.
be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Cillian Murphy. A lot of speculation that's gonna be. It's not going to be him, unfortunately, but everyone wanted him.
If it was too long of a show, though, I think that's the only reason why we're not getting high-profile actors and actresses. It's just signing someone up for 10 years. Yeah.
Well, and not to be dark, but like John Lithgow's 80?
Yeah, he's
Shit.
He's up there.
We already lost.
I hope he lived to be 150, but you're just like. You did have this issue with the original Dumbledore as well. It's something like that happens, but
AI's out. They'll have them film everything ahead of time.
they could use AI now. Just put him in there.
That's true.
No, I agree with OG. I'm optimistic. I'm rooting for this show. I hope it does well. I hope, like, especially with Harry Potter, like, you don't want to see these major franchises crumble, and I don't want to see something happen with this where people really turn on it. So I hope it's really good. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not expecting it to be better than the movies or received as good as the movies. But if it is a true, they stick to the story, it's a true adaptation. I think at the very least, it'll still be successful. It's still going to get tons of ratings. And then if it's looked at as like, well, they did the show too, and it's a complimentary piece of the movies, I would say that's the bar. I would say that's what I would shoot for. If you get more than that, great. But that's kind of where I'm at with it.
No, I agree with you, and I'm really sad that Fantastic Beasts kind of died a dog's death, because I think that kind of spooked them into trying new things in this universe. So I'm hoping that this show is a huge hit, and it kind of gives WB the confidence to like, okay, let's expand now. Let's do some new characters in this world, and kind of do some other stuff. I'm hoping that's what this show does too, because I think Fantastic Beasts set this franchise back a little bit. To be honest, I think it really freaked the studio out. Because they didn't even finish that. There were like going to be like 7 movies or something, right? And they didn't even finish it. They canceled it.
I think they got a little gun shy off that.
And then what's his name? Johnny Depp fucking left from the first one, and people
they
were
fired him. That was the whole Amber Heard thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they fired him from it, and then
and that turned a lot of people off as well. They're like, okay, another person getting taken off a Harry Potter project. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm optimistic with you guys. I have a lot of faith in the show. It just they are rebooting one of the probably most historical franchise ever. That is a big task on its own. We hope they do it, but it is a tall task nonetheless, for sure.
It is, and this is the issue Disney has when they do those live action remakes, where you are literally recreating these masterpiece movies like Lion King. I mean, that is like cinematic perfection in so many ways, and let's remake that, right? Beauty and the Beast. I mean, incredible movie. So that's the risk you kind of run here. It would be like if Disney was like, we're gonna do a mini series on the original trilogy for Star Wars or something.
It's like ideas.
Oh, I know, right? I know. Josh Duhamel was like, "Oh, actually, OG, that's pretty good."
I actually have a theory that once George Lucas dies, they will redo the original trilogy.
I wouldn't
I
be
can see
surprised.
that.
Oh, actually, before I forget, and this is kind of off topic, but I'm kind of curious what you guys think. I got a text from a buddy today. I guess the Hollywood Reporter is saying that the hunt for Ben Solo is back.
I think that was from Discussing Fish.
Oh,
I think people got duped by it because I saw that it was that Discussing Fish account that looks like Discussing Film, and they said it was re-greenlit. I didn't see it anywhere else other than there. I could be wrong, but I remember seeing it from there, and I was like, "Oh, people are going to get duped by this because it looks very close to Discussing Film."
That's probably it because my buddy texted it to me, and I was like, "But I can't find it anywhere."
Yeah,
and that's pretty big news.
It would be bigger. It would be all over the place if that was the case. I would imagine.
Yeah. I love too when I love. I can totally tell when Tones is researching. His head turns, and then you see the light from the. I love it.
Scratching the beard.
Yeah, this is all from 2015, so no, I'm not seeing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think something random too, and I think I brought this up with you before, OG. I want to see that people go back to like, so for instance for Disney, I want to see them go back and tell the story from the other side again, like through the prince's eyes, like through the prince. Like that prince had to get there. Like Eric, for instance, why was he on the ship? Why was he doing all this stuff? How?
Wait, what are we talking? What are you talking about?
How looking through things through a different lens. Like if we were to kind of look at Harry Potter and go from like a different point of view. Same thing with like Disney princess movies. I would want to see it from like
I get what you're saying.
So if you were like to do a remake of Little Mermaid, it would be the Prince Eric movie, kind of.
Correct.
That would be interesting because you got a different perspective. Yeah, I can see that. And you do Beauty Beast where Gaston is not the bad guy because he's not.
He's not.
That can tie into the new like a Harry Potter spinoff would be someone from a different school or someone who they're focusing on more Dumbledore than they are Harry Potter and like his day-to-day shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for joining me. Loved this discussion. Harry Potter, most influential franchise ever, when it comes to the movies, the books. So this is definitely going to be very different. I can't wait for it to be put out. We're going to be putting some episode. I don't know if OG is going to join us because he never watches TV shows, but the rest of us are going to watch TV shows. We'll be doing episode breakdown. So if you guys want to follow along, make sure you guys hit that follow button. But Candid, thank you for joining us. If you could remind the people where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, thank you again. I appreciate you guys. And Jared, special shout out to you because I know you live on the other side of the country.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us this late.
For sure.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys. So go ahead and find me CandidCamper Theme Park Thoughts over on Instagram and TikTok, and sometimes on Instagram, where I guess I am now the shit talker to saving Mr. Morrow or paging Mr. Morrow, whatever. Saving Mr. Morrow now because he just gets saved.
I was cracking up so hard when I saw that. Well,
I was respectful.
You were. Yeah, you were. It was
I like
funny.
The guy. I think he's fucking great. I just want to hear him say that, like, this shit sucks. I just want to hear you say that something fucking sucks, dude. You can't glaze every fucking thing that Disney makes. He's out here eating like fucking like. I'm not gonna say it because I was gonna say it's like cow dicks or something. He's like, this is the fucking best cow dick I ever had.
Like you go with cow dick out of everything.
All I can think about, I was thinking Animal Kingdom, Disney cow dicks. It's a thing.
It's a thing, right? No, but you're right though, and not to digress too far, but that's one of the big issues I have with a lot of creators in the Disney space, where there's a lot of that where it's kind of like the authenticity is lost, and I think that's a shame.
It stemmed from just posting my video and then TikTok running its course. And every single time you scroll up, everyone's smiling and, oh, this is my fucking food. This is my balloon. This is my ice cream that I fell on the floor, but I fucking love it. I'm gonna lick it off the floor. Dude, you dropped your fucking ice cream. Be mad at the world for a minute. Go get your new one.
This is what you should do. Rebrand for the 10th time and make it.
No, I want to be able to walk in the Disney door at least. I'm not trying to get banned. But no, that's the whole point of it. It's CandidCamper's theme park thoughts. I have thoughts on theme parks, and that's what you're gonna catch me. And if I feel like I'm in a bad mood today, I'll fucking come after you. So
let it ride. Just let it ride.
I might have to get you on. I might have to get you on OG55 soon, Candid, and we might have to like discuss that stuff because that's actually a pretty cool topic because I do believe, and we can do it in a respectful way, but I do believe that is an issue. And I think
he's one of my favorites.
He's cool. No, I met him. He's a great guy. He's really, really nice dude. But I think that it's an unnecessary issue because I don't think the media list. I don't think you have to kiss as much ass as a lot of creators think you do.
I agree.
Drew the Disney dude's on the media list.
All the ass.
Yes, and Drew the Disney dude is on the media list, and he, and Disney loves him, and he's been on my channel several times criticizing Disney, and he's still on that media list. So I think a lot of these creators are almost like a little bit on the paranoid side with it, where they're doing stuff when they don't have to even do it.
Yeah. And that's all it is. Nothing against him. He's a great dude, and I would love to meet him, give him a big old hug. I bet you give some fucking monster hugs.
Oh yeah.
But just keep it real. And once again, if you see this, I challenge you to say, CandidCamper, this fucking churro sucks. You're telling me that this weird ass jelly filled churro with fucking cinnamon is good? No, it's not.
We've digressed so fucking far. It is insane.
Yeah, this is real life. This is real life.
Anyway, OG, please let the people know where they can find you on social media. And thank you again for coming on the channel. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. I love you, Toes. Jared, Candid, I love you guys too. This is a great time. As always, you can find me here on YouTube talking theme parks, talking studio, all that good stuff. Right here on YouTube, Orange Grove 55. Also on Instagram, Orange Grove 55. And also on X, Orange Grove 55. And I tell you, I've been back on it. I took like a year break from X. And I just came back. And within the last, I know it was stupid. In the last like maybe month that I've been back, I've seen like 3 people in the community get canceled. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like this is like just absolutely
normal day on Twitter, really, or X, what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
But not surprised whatsoever, by the way. Not surprised at all.
No.
Jared, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, as Candid said, thank you for staying up with us and talking talking some Harry Potter. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, tell the people where they can find you, and tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's always a good time on here, chatting with you guys about this stuff. I'm looking forward to watching this, having some reactions to it. So, like I said, I'm rooting for it. I hope it's good. And sometimes you nitpick things that you enjoy, and I think it's okay to do that and hope for the best and see what it does. But you can find me at CapTheMagic everywhere, YouTube, social medias, all that good stuff. If you do want some Orlando theme park, tips, tricks, reviews, all that stuff, you can check out CTM Podcast with my wife and I as well. But that's where you can find me. And again, thanks for having me. It's a great time. Love hanging out with you guys.
Problem. And make sure you guys go to the description below. Go give these gentlemen a follow. Guys, we're going to be doing episode breakdowns, like I said. So make sure you guys hit that follow button or the subscribe button so you guys are notified, or hit the bell. Hit the bell so you guys are notified once a video is uploaded. But guys, go to Tones TV on all social media. You guys can find me there. But we'll catch you guys on the next video. I appreciate y'all for watching. Love y'all.